It's my pleasure to introduce you to Rockland County Legislator Aaron Weeder.
Have you ever thanked a police officer for being in the line of duty? If you did, you most definitely got the response, well, I'm just doing my job. But if your job is to apprehend and arrest a dangerous person armed with a machete and who just slashed innocent people, it is not just doing your job. It is putting your precious and one life in danger. That is exactly what Officers Russell, Mattera, and David Radziwon did on a very cold Saturday night. At the evening of Saturday, December 29th, when was unwinding, Shabbos had ended for Orthodox Jews and a celebration of Hanukkah was taking place. The unimaginable happened in Muncie, right here in Rockland County. Rabbi Rottenberg, his family, friends, and congregants were enjoying a holiday celebration when suddenly a man burst into the house and started swinging his machete at anyone he could. By the time the cowardly attack against unarmed people was done, 5 innocent people had suffered injuries, including Joseph Newman, who remains in a coma with a grim prognosis for recovery. Our thoughts are with the victims, and we pray for their physical, mental, and emotional recovery. As soon as the attack occurred, questions raced through the minds of many in the Jewish community. Are there other attackers? Is another attack imminent? Is my family safe? Are my children safe? Within hours, word spread. 2 New York City police officers has located the suspect's car after it crossed over the George Washington Bridge, pulled it over, and just like that, taken the man into custody. Calm a parent with angst and fear for the safety of their children, and you have given them the greatest gift. That's exactly what these wonderful 2 officers did. Officers Mattera and Radziwon, that cold Saturday night, through your diligent police work, you gave back the sense of safety to the Jewish community here in Rockland County. Your training and experience all came together in the swift capture of this suspect. Saying thank you for doing your job hardly seems enough. How can it be enough when a police officer's job is to put his precious and only life in danger for the well-being of others? But we are forever grateful to you both. We would like to thank everyone that came out here from the county, various towns and villages. We have Mr. Gluck, partner, and 2 officers, village trustees, and they will all be recognized soon by the wonderful staff. But at this point, we would like to present you with the highest award the Rockland County Legislature can bestow in recognition of your services and an acknowledgement for all you have done to ensure public safety and restore a sense of security to the public. David? I would like to acknowledge and ask to the podium Captain Al-Tahiri, a wonderful, wonderful person who I've been in touch with through Rabbi Jacob Eisdorfer, a wonderful Jewish activist from New York City. If you can share your thoughts with us.
Thank you. It's a really honor to be here. We're very humbled. If you ask the officers, they'll tell you they're just doing their job, and that's something I think we give a lot of. We don't give too much credit to our officers. They do a lot of great work out there, and they do it every day. And I just want to say the New Yorkers and Americans, we're like one human body. So one part of our body is ill or is in pain, the entire body is in pain. So when the Jewish community is in pain, we are all in pain. And I just want to say again, reiterate that we are very humbled to be here, and we thank all of you for acknowledging our one of our finest officers. And NYPD is always dedicated to keep all communities safe, and thank you. And I just want to thank all law enforcement officers that give their lives daily to ensure our safety. Thank you.
So today is going to be awards and acknowledgement and certificate day in Rockland County, because these wonderful two officers, they can't come up here every other day to get their certificates. So we have arranged for everyone in Rockland County, all various law enforcement and government officials, to come and present their own certificates and awards. Hopefully you guys have a big wall to put them all. So at this point, we would like to acknowledge our two wonderful undersheriffs who are representing Sheriff Lou Falco, who is up in Albany for a conference, and he so much wanted to be here, but the scheduling didn't allow. And we would like to acknowledge Sheriff Falco for all his wonderful work that he's done.
We are presenting today the Sheriff Star Award to the two officers, Mattera and Radziwon from NYPD, who, through their quick actions, swift actions, apprehended the alleged perpetrator on the George Washington Bridge. What it did for us was it let us all rest easier. Those of us that were there that night, you know, it was a huge law enforcement effort, and when the news came in that NYPD had apprehended the suspect, it certainly gave us a sigh of relief. So we want to thank you with our most prestigious award, the Sheriff Star Award, Officer Mattera and Officer Radziwon.
We would like to call upon our county executive, Mr. Ed Day, to come and say a few words and give his distinguished awards, and then we'll have the district attorney come up.
Thank you, Aaron. You know, it is with a great degree of pride today that I stand here for a couple of reasons. Number one, as the county executive of this great county, will remind people that we were attacked by a suspect from another county who wreaked havoc on a celebration for the Jewish community and fled. Obviously, as has been mentioned before, the quick action of law enforcement and the amazing action of the officers of the NYPD of the 32 precincts gave some sense of calm back to a community that was reeling at that moment from an attack. The other thing that I take particular pride in is the fact that I am a former member of the NYPD and spent about 5 or 6 years in one command north of where these officers are assigned, and 5 years or so, one command west of where these officers are assigned. So I know the challenges of that area more than most would, and it's been mentioned here about police officers just doing their job. And this is a moment that we really should reflect on that, what their job is. Picture yourself being told over the radio that there's a car in your command that is harboring a suspect in an attempted murder case, and you now have to approach that car. You want to know why cops die young? You want to know why there's stress? Think about that moment that went through. And they'll never say this, but I'm a retired old guy, so I can. But this is something an officer will never acknowledge. The stress that goes on because your training kicks in, you do what you have to do. And I want to acknowledge Officer Mattera and Officer Radziwon for their bravery and courage, because that's exactly what this is all about today. A chance for Rockland County to step forward and acknowledge law enforcement and 2 particular officers who apprehended a person who tried to kill people here in Rockland County. So with that, we have an award of recognition for both these officers, and it says here, with gratitude from the people of Rockland for bravery and conspicuous action in the line of duty with the apprehension of attempted murder suspect Grafton Thomas. Thank you.
I would like to call upon our newly elected and freshly new DA, Mr. Thomas Walsh.
Thank you, Aaron. Good morning. In my short tenure of the Rockland County District Attorney, the people of Rockland County were confronted with a horrible, tragic situation at the end of last year. And thanks to the brave actions of 2 New York City police officers, the fear was somewhat extinguished in our county. But what I learned during this incident, that these 2 fine gentlemen, it's an honor and a privilege to be with you today, work with law enforcement throughout Rockland County. And I think that we not only should thank these 2 fine gentlemen for their service to our community and to the city of New York, but I see that it was a combined effort. Rockland County Sheriff's Department, Rockland County District Attorney's investigators, we have Ramapo Police Department, New York State Police, we've worked with the FBI and the U.S. Attorney's Office, all with one goal, to bring a sense of safety back to our greater Rockland County, to all its communities. And how did this happen? Through the fine resources of the license plate readers on the George Washington Bridge and the fearless action of 2 New York City policemen. Mr. Thomas was apprehended and brought into custody so we could have that sense of security and safety for our families. And we know that could not have been done without the fine training and leadership provided to these gentlemen by the New York City Police Department. And on behalf of everyone in Rockland County, and particularly my office, thank you for your service to the people of the city of New York and the county of Rockland. And I would like to present to you the Rockland County District Attorney's Office Certificate of Appreciation for your outstanding police work. Thank you. Thank you.
Close in tighter, please. Perfect, right here. Here you go. Great, thank you.
I would like to call our great supervisor from the town of Ramapo, Mr. Specht, and our great Ramapo Police Chief, Chief Wydell.
Good morning. I will just say this, that it was a very frightening and traumatic and chaotic few moments after this terrible attack that late Saturday night. And just when things seemed the bleakest, we got the word that NYPD captured the suspect. There was a cheer that almost went up. Certainly, our spirits were lifted so much by the heroic actions of the 2 fine officers that are here. And you have shown us why you are New York's finest. from the town of Ramapo's perspective, you will always be our heroes. You will always have friends in the town of Ramapo. And I am pleased and honored to award you on behalf of the town of Ramapo Special Service Award to Officer Mattera and Officer Radziwon. We'll always be grateful to you, always in your debt. Thank you so much.
Separate award? Here you go. Go on this way. Thanks.
One of the highest honors you can bestow upon an officer is recognition from another police agency for the work and effort that you do. I echo the supervisor's comments and Legislature Weider's comments about the sense of relief that I felt when we knew that you two fine officers had taken Mr. Grafton Thomas into custody. I can't extend in the strongest terms possible my appreciation as Chief of Police where this horrific act occurred for your apprehension. With that being said, I want to present you with not only a certificate, but a recognition bar that I hope NYPD lets you wear so that you will always remember our appreciation here in the town of Ramapo for your efforts. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Yes. Move back in there, Chief. There you go. Oh, get the captain. We get the captain in there. How about this? Great.
Okay, there are more certificates that has been sent to our office that we're going to present to you guys. Hopefully, the car is empty, so you can have all of them in. You can take them back home. Otherwise, we can make sure to send them down. At this point, I would like to have our wonderful staff who worked very hard to put this all together to come up, Laura in Calcaterra, to acknowledge all the people that have joined us today, and to say thank you for coming out.
Mm-hmm. Well, thank you all for coming up from the city and elsewhere today. We know it's a bit of a ride in the cold, and we appreciate it. We just want to acknowledge folks who came today. If I miss anyone, just please raise your hand and let me know. We heard from District Attorney Tom Walsh, County Executive Ed Day, Ramapo Supervisor Michael Specht. We had our undersheriffs, Robert Van Cura and Mary Barbera. The Ramapo Chief of Staff is here, Mona Montel. Steve Gould and Gary Siepser are both from the Jewish Federation and Foundation of Rockland. They've been really great about standing up and being vocal. Yosef Margaretin from Claverum is here. Mr. Mermelstein from the village of Kaser is here. We have our Rockland County legislators, Phil Soskin, Tony Earl, Doug Jobson, Itamar Yeager, Deputy Supervisor Michael Lawler from Orangetown, I think. We also have Ramapo Chief Brad Wydell. Joseph Gluck, of course, we saw. Here he is. Rabbi Yisrael Khan is here. Yossi Gestetner is here. Rabbi Joel Fried, I saw, is here. Moshe Kaff from New Square is here. Representing Congresswoman Anita Lowy is Jesse Malowitz. We also have a representative of Senator David Carlucci here. Sergeant Suarez and Captain, I hope I have this right, Gottstein from the New York State Police are here. Thank you very much for coming. We have, who else? Is that everybody on my list? Oh, Mayor Izzy Spitzer from New Square, I apologize. He's here. I think that's everybody right now that I... Oh?
Newly elected Trustee Eisenbach.
Newly elected Spring Valley Trustee Eisenbach is here. Did I get everyone? Mr. Romelstein from the Village of Kaser, yes, I announced him. Okay, so once again, thank you all for being here. We really appreciate it.
At this point, I've asked the officers, and they said they're available for the media if you have any questions for them. Any questions? Not available? Okay.
No?
We have questions.
Just a couple quick questions.
It'll be fun.
Captain, would it be all right?
Okay. Okay. This is as much as we could go.
That's it?
Any questions from any others? No. Okay, good.